This post might be a little bit hard for me because this is just after hearing the news that Dolly Parton has passed away at 80 years old. I'm a huge Dolly Parton fan. She's been a part of my life forever, so this is kind of going to be an appreciation post, as well as let's check out one of her absolutely great movies. So I'm talking about the 1980 film 9 to 5. This movie had Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, and Dolly Parton. Also, Dabney Coleman played a great bad guy in this. This movie is absolutely hilarious. It kicked off the 80s in such a great way. The movie, from start to finish, is fantastic. On a recent rewatch, I was just reminded at how fantastic this movie is. The story is like this. In the 1980s is when women started really getting into the workforce, right? Women have been in the workforce for a very long time. Make no mistake about it. They've been in offices, they've been doing jobs for a very long time. So in the 1980s, women started taking a more prominent role, right? And they actually wanted this, right? They wanted to go to work. The problem was there was still a lot of old school stuff out there with sexual harassment and, of course, not taking women seriously, which, of course, was all complete bullshit. Here comes 9 to 5. The story in 9 to 5 is women in the workforce. Lily Tomlin plays a mom who is working really hard. She almost runs the office, right? The boss doesn't even really know what's going on because they're idiots. And she's actually kind of secretly running things and knows the ins and outs of the office better than anybody else, right? Truly a strong woman, even though she's extremely stressed all the time. Dolly Parton plays the secretary who knows she's sexy. She knows she's going to get a lot of passes, but she plays it off. She plays it off perfectly well, as she probably did in real life, because she was that much of a badass. And then there's Jane Fonda. So Jane Fonda, in real life, was a huge activist. I mean, a serious activist, an extremely strong woman. In this movie, she plays a very timid housewife that's now just going into the workforce. So this is all almost a mystery to her, right? She doesn't fully understand what the workforce means and how dangerous it was at the time for women, because it was. I cannot stress this enough. Forget your politics, whatever. Jane Fonda was a fantastic actress. She is so good in everything that she does. Lily Tomlin is also extremely great in everything she does. She has this comedic timing. Because she did a lot on stage and did a lot of comedy on stage, she was just one of the best in her timing, in her personal inner dialogue. If you really want to know a lot about acting, watch Lily Tomlin, because she is fantastic. In this movie specifically, she's great. Jane Fonda is great. Dolly Parton is so fantastic because she's so strong and so confident, as she was in real life, by the way. In this movie, so it's Jane Fonda is just coming into the workforce. She's a new trainee, right? And Lily Tomlin's trying to show her, hey, here's the office, here's this bullshit, here's this bullshit. The three become friends. Now, Dabney Coleman, who is a complete asshole in this movie, and perfectly he plays it, by the way, sexually harasses each one of them, doesn't take any of them seriously, total dirtbag. Right. One night after work, the three of them get together because they're becoming friends now. So they smoke some pot and they come up with all of these ideas where each one would kill Dabney Coleman's character, right? And how they would do it. And it's a fantastic, weird sequence, right? Where each one tells how they would kill him. Then the very next day, turns out they almost actually kill him, and they think they do. So now they have to sort of hide the body. Turns out, spoiler alert, he's not actually dead. So he's not really dead, but they can't just let him go because they thought they almost killed him. So they hide him. They kidnap him and hide him. The great part about this movie is you don't want them to get caught. There are so many instances where they almost get caught, and you're like, no, we're cheering on these three women. And it's fantastic. So it actually elevates the comedy level too. So they kidnap him, and they, now that he's gone, they turn the office into what they would want, right? They change the office into a living, breathing, working office for women, for men, the way things should be, the way the company should be run, and it's actually absolutely fantastic. Now, of course, there's a big thing that happens at the end. I'm not going to spoil that part of it because you have to watch this movie. Hands down, it was beautiful. It was great for these three women to get together as friends. Their chemistry in this movie is so good. I'm sure they actually were friends. Maybe they weren't. I don't know. But just the way they did everything. And I can't stress this enough, how amazing the acting is in this. Sure, is it a cheesy 80s movie? Because it actually was 1980s. So this is like early 80s. But it ushered in everything else. I don't think you would have Ferris Bueller. I don't think that you would have Breakfast Club. I don't think you would have any of that without these three women making this particular movie. And of course, the song 9 to 5 is one of the best songs ever. It's so good. If you ever worked anywhere in an office, you know 9 to 5. You know that song. So I implore everybody, especially on this time that Dolly Parton has left the earth, please watch 9 to 5. At some point, yes, we're going to do Steel Magnolias because that's one of the greatest dramas of all time. But 9 to 5 is hands down one of the greatest movies of the 80s, but comedies of the 80s. It's hilarious. On a personal note, I will throw this out there for Dolly Parton. I don't normally get upset over celebrities or celebrity situations. I could care less who's dating who. I don't care. You know, yes, when somebody passes away, it's a sad thing for everybody involved. I don't know these people. I don't know Dolly Parton. However, Dolly Parton has been almost like a big sister to me from since I was a little child, right? My father, for whatever reason, said, hey, go ahead, watch Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. And I did at maybe 4 or 5 years old. I don't know how old I was. I can't stress this enough. Her influence on our culture, on our lives has been super great. And she has been the most well-liked celebrity, the most nice person that I can think of. And I don't think there will ever be another good person like that. Unless it's you. You can probably be that person if you listen to what she did. She never shit-talked anybody. There was no drama. She was always part of just the better, the betterness of ourselves, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't even really know what to say. I remember listening to 9 to 5 and some of her other songs on 45, right, growing up. She was gorgeous, and she knew she was gorgeous, and she kind of made it into an act. She made it into almost a vaudeville act. I think everybody should be sad right now because she left the earth, but I think that everybody needs to really just go back and rewatch everything. I know she was a great singer. I know she really was huge in country music and a crossover hit, and she had her own TV show with her boyfriend or husband at the time, and she did a lot. She did her whole Dolly World thing and her whole library for kids who needed to read. She did a lot, like a ton of stuff. But please, if you are an actress or an actor or anybody who's in the film, go back and watch her films. Watch 9 to 5, watch Steel Magnolias. Look at how natural you can be being yourself, because that was the sexiest thing about her, right? She knew who she was and she could give two shits. She came from a religious family, but she still dressed however she wanted. She didn't care, right? So I think that is something that everybody who's in the film, who's in the acting, who's in this art form at all needs to really look at and say, hey, she had something going on. We need to tap into that as a culture.
If you ever say another word about me or make another indecent proposal, I'm going to get that gun of mine, and I'm going to change you from a rooster to a hen with one shot.